Listen up, riders and parents. This is your riders meeting. This is a USA BMX sanctioned race. We will be following all the rules and regulations set forth by USA BMX and ask that all riders and families do the same. Motos have been posted and corrections have been announced. All of the information you need is on those moto sheets. We ask that all moto sheets be left up during the course of the race, as riders refer to them throughout the event. In checking your motos, make sure that the number that is on the moto sheet matches what is on your bike. If not, you may not be scored when you cross the finish line. Riders, it is your responsibility to be in the gate on time. You have been given lane assignments and must start from that assigned lane. Any rider not doing so may be disqualified. If you are not ready or have any problem in the gate, you must signal the starter by placing your front wheel over the gate. That will signal our starter to wait, and a track official will take care of the problem. Once the starter's command has begun, it may not be stopped for any reason. Only riders 5 and under can be assisted on the gate, and that assistance can only be the rear wheel held between the knees. 3 riders down before the first obstacle is an automatic restart. Riders, if you go down during the course of the race and are not injured, please jump up, as we have other races following. If you are injured, however, please stay down and we will assist you. Our track officials will be watching for fouls. If you feel you have been fouled during a race, you have 10 motos in which to lodge a protest with the head officials. Our officials will be watching for riders intentionally impeding another rider within the first 30 feet and the entire last straightaway. So keep it clean, riders. We will be qualifying riders as designated on the moto sheets, or by announced corrections. If you have any question as to whether you qualified, please return to the scorers table for clarification. USA BMX exists for the enjoyment of the kids and families that make up our sport. Please be courteous to every member of our extended BMX family, and good luck to all of the racers.
All right, guys, there's a lot of information there, and I don't think anybody listens to it. We're going to hit a couple important things real quick. 30-foot and last straight, you cannot intentionally impede a rider on either of those spots, and we put handy little lines on the 30-foot line and coming out of the third turn going down that last straight to denote where that happens. We do have 2 races on track at a time, pretty much from the time we get going. So if you are new and you don't know, if your rider does fall down, do not go over the fence. That is why we have the fence there, because you run a high risk of getting involved in another race, which might mean that you get hit by other riders. So if your rider falls down, our volunteers will tend to them. We have volunteers in every corner, along with 30-foot and a whole bunch at the finish line. All of our core volunteers, all of our board members are CPR and first aid certified. We make sure that we do that every single year for your rider's safety, and we will get you if needed. One other rule that we bump into every now and then is missing obstacles, and that is only those inside of those turns. If you miss the white line on the inside of a turn and improve your position, then that is a foul, and then you can be disqualified, and disqualified for that round puts you down to last place for that round. All right, guys, tonight is a team night. We've got Hardcore Realty up there. They are filling some volunteer spots in exchange for a raffle and doing the parade lap. So if I could get everyone to stand up and remove your hats for the national anthem.
Attention.
Oh, Hussein, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets flared clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still
All right, guys. We are going to get started with our balance bikes. They're going to do one all the way to the finish line and pick up their trophies at the line. Oh, sorry. All right, guys. Just a reminder, if you're going to Grands, Experts, Cruisers, you're going to need those. We do have some for sale now. A little cheaper to get them from BMX. My mic was hot, otherwise it would have been mouthy. So I'll behave myself. Couldn't get to the switch. Corey, don't you start already too. Man, if everybody in the crowd could hear all the chatter over the radio, we'd all be fired from our volunteer jobs. All right, gonna get started on this beautiful Friday night. Hey, guess what? Finish line's ready. We're ready down here. Thanks.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right, we are out with our first balance bikes. I think I heard that we combined some. Ashley, did we combine 2 and 3? All right, that makes more sense right now. Motor number 1, 4-year-old balance bikes. We're on track with May Edge, Declan Harris, Hendrix Davis, Lane Prather, Zoe Quinn, and Addie Smilanich. Our 4-year-old balance bikes. All right, cheer them on around as our 4-year-olds
Okay, riders,
make their way. Ooh, I might have found the problem, Ben. All right. And we have dropped the rest of our balance bikes 1 through 3. They should just call it like 3 and under or 2 and under. Sawyer Childress, Ryan Grubb, Franco Piantanita, Remington Northup, Leo Kennedy, Baylor Muck, John Crownover, and Carter Thorson making their way around. They are going to head across the finish line and pick up their trophies thanks to MVP Awards and More, one of our track sponsors. All right, guys, keep going. Go ahead and cheer on all of our balance bikes. They are making their way up. Sawyer, Ryan, Franco, Remington, Leo, Baylor, John, and Carter are going to finish out. All right, guys, finishing up on our balance bikes. Let's cheer them on. Getting out here, getting their trophies. Then we are going to move on. Round number 1, Moto 4. All right, we need Brody Stafford to staging. Brody Stafford to staging.
Attention.
But right now,
Okay,
we're going to
random
start.
start. Riders ready. Watch the gate.
With moto number 4, 3135 Women Cruiser, Liz Daly, Grandma Mary Wallace, and Miss Kitty Weston now are coming all the way from Des Moines, Iowa to race with us. 77 years young, making around the track here. Coming out of turn number 2, we got Liz Daly sitting up top. Miss Kitty sitting in the 2 spot, and Grandma Mary sitting on the 3. Total points race for the 3135 Women Cruiser Group. They're going to race all 3 rounds.
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random start.
And all the way to the stripe, going to look like how they came out of turn number 2. Liz Daly with the 1. Miss Kitty with the 2. Grandma Mary with the 3. All right, we need Cooper Thorson to sign ups right now. 11 Cruiser, Jet O'Connell, EJ Hawthorne, and T Money Stewart coming at us. None of the total points race right here. That is going to be the 11 bike, EJ Hawthorne, followed by Jet O'Connell and T Money in that order. Moto number 6, 16-year-old Cruiser, Dakota the Golden Piddler, Harris, Benjamin Fetch, and Brody Stafford coming at us. Another total points race here with the big wheels. Cooper Thorson staging. Cooper Thorson to staging, please. Right now, 16 Cruiser coming down that last straight. We got Brody Stafford sitting in the 1 spot. Dakota Harris on the 2. Benjamin Fetch on the 3 out of round number 1. Moto number 7, 3135 Cruiser. Fred Seaman, Brandon Patillo, and Dan Lopez. Last call for Cooper Thorson. Dan Lopez, the former voice of Blue Springs BMX, taught me everything I know about announcing. We got Dan Lopez sitting up top. Brandon Patillo right there on the hip pocket. Fred Seaman chasing him down. Man, Dan, those racer instincts don't go away. His legs do. That's what he said. Still take a good line, but... All right, so that's Brandon Patillo with the 1, Dan Lopez with the 2, Fred Seaman with the 3. Fred, fresh out of Racing League this year. Racing against some seasoned riders. And that's what happens in Cruiser. Cruiser's an open class, so everybody, all proficiencies can be in there.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
Moto number 8, first rack of 5 and under novices. Addie Smilinich, Charlie Muck, Ethan Johnston, Lincoln Grau, and Cooper Thorson. We're going to take the top 2 riders straight to the main event. And they get to skip round number 2. Top 2 spots are what matter, and right now that is Lincoln sitting up top, Addie on the 2. Leaving the 726 of Ethan on the bubble.
Attention.
Top 2 riders get to stick around for main events. Everybody else going to race round number 2.
gate.
And to the stripe, getting that first transfer spot is Lincoln Grau, followed by Addison Smilinich. Jack White to staging, Jack White to staging. Moto number 9, second rack of 5 and under novice, another 2 and 2. So they're going to take 2 riders out of round 1, 2 riders out of round 2 is who's going to be in the main event. Ivy Gwynn, Casey Rogers, Donovan Turner, Colton Northup, and Jace Childress. Those 2 spots are what matters right now. We got the 199 and the 097, Donovan Turner and Casey Rogers.
Okay,
Ivy Gwynn sitting on the bubble, going to try to get in on that transfer spot, but right now it's looking like Casey and Donovan are running away with those transfer spots out of Moto number 9 as they come around the 3rd turn. Landon Kennedy to staging. All right, that is going to be the 199, Donovan Turner, and the 097 of Casey Rogers. Guys, we run quick, so all novices, probably even your early intermediate, should already be back in staging. So go ahead and head on up to staging. Moto number 10, 6-year-old novices, Piper, Baby Cakes, Franklin, Rosie Malone, Lily Hodges, Jackson Farrads, and Resner Knowles. Going to take 2 riders to the main event. Everybody else will come back round number 2, trying to earn that spot. Sitting up top, that 17 bike, Piper, Baby Cakes, Franklin,
Okay, riders.
and the 882 of Jackson Farrens moving on to the main event. Moto number 11, 7-year-old novices, Jack White, Caden Vanderman, Eric Morrison, and Carty Jackson. Only the top rider gets to move on out of this round, out of Moto number 11. Avery Franklin to staging. Avery Poindexter to staging, please. All right, 7 novice, Jack White, Caden Vanderman, Eric Morrison, and Carty Jackson.
Attention.
Okay,
Only
riders.
the top rider is going to move on to the main event. Everybody else will be back for round number 2. Right now, it is that 126 holding on just barely. Caden Vanderman going to move on to main event. We'll see everybody else next round. Moto number 12, 8-year-old novices, Elias Joyner, Isabella Gwynn, Jackson Landon, and Landon Kennedy. It's not often that you have a Landon and Landon butt up against each other like that. Right now, we got Elias sitting up top. That top spot is all that's moving on out of round 1. So keep your eyes on that top spot. Right now, that is Elias sitting on the 2. We got Ivy, Isabella Gwynn
The gate.
coming down that last straight is all Elias getting the 1 transfer out of Moto number 12. Moto number 13, 9-year-old novices, Cadron Thunder Spillman, Avery Poindexter, Beckett McClure, Kinsley Mackey, Remy Robinson, and Dean Morrison. Going to take 2 riders out of round 1 here in this novice class. Cadron Spillman sitting up top, followed by the State 8 and the 245. That is a State 5 because I can't read. It's a good thing I'm not scoring. These are not my current prescription because my dog ate my glasses. So these are old prescription. That is going to be transfer going to Cadron Spillman and the State 5 of Remy Robinson. Moto number 14, 10-year-old novices, total points race. Going to race all 3 rounds. Low points wins. Hudson Grubel, Xander Newland, and Declan McClure. And I may have said that first last name wrong. So if I did, catch me between rounds. Let me know.
Random start. Riders.
If I were thinking German, I would have said it different. So correct me. All right. That is the 023 Declan McClure, followed by the 218 of Hudson and Xander Newland on the 3. Moto number 15, 11-year-old novice Gabriel Hernandez, Aiden Gifford, Wyatt Freebird, Dutton, Caden Ritz, John Katishi, Haley Velasquez, and Nolan Riggs. 3 riders on. That is Nolan, Haley, and Dutton sitting up top. Coming down the last straight. Oh, man, getting some air. That is going to be Nolan Riggs, Haley Velasquez, and Wyatt Freebird Dutton moving on to the main event. Moto 16. Looks like we got to fix some plates or something up there.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And Moto 16 is off. Breck Martin, Jehu Davis, Ethan Malone, Jacqueline Harrell, Damon Edge, and Ava Hawkins. Going to take the top two riders here out of this moto right now. That is that 38 bike, Jacqueline Harrell, followed by Jehu on the 2. And we got Breck Martin 817 on the bubble. Going to try to get by, but we'll see who gets these transfer spots. Couple league riders sitting up top. Jacqueline Harrell going to get a transfer, followed by Jehu Davis, fresh out of Racing League, transferring on to the main event. Moto number 17, 14-year-old novices, Noah Riggs, Antonio Lopez Duarte, and Henry Jepson. We got a battle up top, looking like Riggs just barely squeaking by. We'll see what happens the rest.
Attention.
Hawkins in the 2, Jepson on the 3. Oh, nope, that's Antonio Lopez Duarte. I can't read. The glasses, Ben, because of mold. All right, that's going to be Noah Riggs with the 1, Antonio Lopez Duarte with the 2, Henry Jepson on the 3. Moto number 18, 17, 20 novice, another total points race right here. Tyler Malone, Asher McNeil, and Benjamin Nachman. All Racing League riders right here. Benjamin Nachman sitting on the 1.
Attention.
Asher on the 2, Tyler on the 3. They are pushing hard coming through turn number 3.
Watch the gate.
Tyler making a dive. Benjamin's going to have the 1. Asher holding on to that 2. Tyler right there on the back pocket. Moto number 19, 3640 novice, Justin McClure, Zach Knowles, Lars Jepson, and Austin Childress. Ooh, they are pushing each other all over there.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Coming to the stripe. Got one transfer spot available, and that is going to be Zach Knowles moving on to the main event. Moto number 20, 7-year-old intermediates. Moving on to the intermediates. We shrunk, but they got the speed going. What doesn't sound different? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. I was worried. Anytime I hear sound different, it's like, oh, man. Again? All right, Brecken Murray, Raylan Grau, Tatum Wolf, Piper Harves, and Kasem Hall. 2 riders going to move on to the main event. We got 1 rider out front. We got a battle for that 2 spot, though. Sitting out front is the 92 bike. Raylan Grau going to get the transfer. Next transfer. Oh, man, had a bobble. That's going to be Kasem Cabo Hall. Tatum had a little head shake coming out of the double. Moto 21, 8-year-old intermediates, Avery Franklin, Austin Miller, Jackson Smilanich, Maverick Davis, and Seth Daly.
Attention.
Going to take 2 riders one more time. We got 1 sitting out front. I think that was Austin Miller going by. We'll see who's going to get that 2 spot. We got a couple riders battling there. That is going to be Austin Miller grabbing a spot. And I don't know. I'm going to check the scoring on that one. All right, looked like Jackson Smilanich with that other transfer. We got 1 rider down. Moto number 22, Lachlan Campbell, Milo Wolf, Hunter Hodges, Brennan Hale, Axel Miracle, Chris Smith, Weston Shepard, and Kylie Shepard. Right now, that is going to be Kylie Shepard, Weston Shepard, and Axel the Rizzler Miracle going to move on to the main event out of our 10 intermediate class.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
All right, in case you didn't hear, the transfers out of moto number 21 were Austin Miller and Jackson Smilanich. We had a super close one there, so I had to check the scoring. Moto number 23, 11-year-old intermediates, T Money Stewart, Emma Smilanich, and JC Lady J Wolf, and Nokasi Belcher. One spot up for grabs in that main event out of round number 1. That is a Gold Cup 1 sitting on top. T Money
Attention.
Okay, riders.
sitting on the 1. JC Wolf on the 2. See what happens coming out of turn number 3. Looking like T Money's going to get that transfer spot. And that is it at the end. T Money Stewart moving on to the main event. Moto 24, 12-year-old intermediate total points race with Benny the Jet Bass, Jacob Farrell, and Zach Attack Bass. Jacob, Ben, and Zach in that order as they come around turn number 2. They are blasting down that rhythm section, going fast. And to the stripe, going to be Jacob Farrell with the 1, Zach Attack with the 2, Benjamin with the 2, Zach with the 3. Actually matters what order they finish, not what order they're on the sheet. Order number 25, Maverick Miracle, Tucker Robinson, Riley Brown, Gunnar Nash, and London Johnson. 2 spots open in the main event. We got a couple riders sitting up top right now. That is the 134, Tucker Robinson, and the State 1 of Riley Brown moving on to the main event. Moto 26, 14-year-old intermediates, Wyatt Robinson, Archer Penny, Bentley Morgan, Benjamin Fetch, Carl Zagalik, and Kyle Smilanich. Got a battle with Smilanich and Morgan up front. We got 2 spots open. Looking like Fetch on the bubble.
Okay, riders. Random start. Riders ready. Watch the gate.
To the stripe is going to be Bentley Morgan and the 62 of KJ Smilanich moving on to the main event. Moto number 27, 51, 55, intermediate, Alvin Howard, City Weston Nauer, Rob Andrew, and Dan Lopez. Hey, Dan, good to see you again. We got 1 rider going to make it. Hey, if you transfer, Dan, you get to take a break next round. I mean, other than Cruiser. All right, we got 1 spot going to move on to the main event out of round number 1. That's going to be Dan Lopez with the 1.
Attention.
Moto number 28, 10-year-old experts. Man, we jumped. We jumped from 51, 55 intermediate to 10 expert, man. 10 expert, Corbin Clutch Howard, Dylan Stinky Harrell, and Saccone Fetty Stay Ready Hall.
Attention.
Saccone, James Newman to staging. Saccone sitting up top, Corbin on the 2, Harrell on the 3. Man, this is a big group. Like, they are bunched up. That is going to be Saccone. Oh, man, Saccone with the 1, Corbin Howard with the 2, Dylan Harrell with the 3. Big group coming out as 11 expert, EJ Hawthorne, Sawyer Penny, Jed O'Connell, Creighton Harves, Tatum Wellborn, and Big Mac Duval.
Attention.
2 spots in the main event open right now. James Newman to staging. Coming to the stripe is going to be EJ Hawthorne and the 1 bike of Tatum Wellborn. Moto number 30, 12-year-old experts. We got 3 riders on track. Total points racing right here. Chase Mode Curley, Browan Morgan, and Xavier Davidson. Last call for James Newman. Last call for James Newman right now. That is going to be the 60, the Rock 1, and the 5. Chase Curley, Brohan Morgan, and Xavier Davidson. Hey, guys, I like to give this advice when you're racing. Watch out for this last table. I saw 4 riders land flat here, guys. Don't mess yourselves up with Grands 2 weeks away. Seriously. I say don't jump this in a race ever, because the number of kids I've seen slide across the finish line, not in first, but they were in first, is pretty bad. So just watch that last table. Have fun with it in practice, but at race speed, that thing's a whole different thing. Moto 31, 14-year-old experts, AJ Johnson, Patrick Couch, Cody Velasquez, Tyler McMorris, JJ Newman, and Zachary Hurricane Campbell. We got 2 riders ready to move on to the main event. Campbell's
Attention.
sitting up top right now. He's got company, maybe coming around the outside.
Ready, watch the gate.
That is gonna, oh my gosh. 17 and 12. Patrick Couts and Zachary Hurricane Campbell going to move on to the main event. Moto number 32, 15-year-old experts, Carson Hawkins, Caleb Kurtz, and Colton Hengel. We got Hengel sitting up top, followed by Kurtz and Hawkins.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Total points, so they're going to race all 3 rounds. That is going to be Hengel, Kurtz, Hawkins in that order. Moto 33, 17-20 expert, JJ Jones, Sean Madden, King Henry Campbell, Austin Hogue, and Brody Stafford. Sitting up front, the 7, Sean Madden. We got spots for 2, though.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
That is going to be Sean Madden and Brody Stafford moving on to main events out of Moto 33. Moto 34, 21-25 expert, Andrew Downtown Brown, Jordan Blake, and Brandon Patillo. Sitting up top, looking like Jordan Blake on,
Attention.
man, I can't tell, 7, a 2.
Random start. Riders ready.
So
watch
there's
the
a
gate.
7 and an 11. And then a 453. So that's Jordan Blake, Andrew Brown, and Brandon Patillo in that order. Moto 35, old guys. This would be, oh no, this isn't even my class, Ben. I'm older than this. 41-45 experts, Zachariah Hinton, Nick Novotny, Scott Johnson, and Jason Mercer. Got 1 spot at main event right now. That is Scott Johnson sitting up top. What? Corey? I'm not that old. All right, Scott Johnson going to be our transfer. And, folks, that is round number 1. Round number 1 is